Aqib Talib says, please get Stefanski out of Cleveland. This makes no sense. Shannon Sharp says, Browns removing Shedeur constantly on goal-to-go situations and going wildcat needs to be studied. Played his butt off, and the most important snap, he's on the sideline. That's bull jive. That what Unc say. James Winston says, Washington played a lot of football, and that's just not right. No way. Shady McCoy says, how can Shedeur be great when his own coach holding him back? I can't wait to hear Kevin's excuse.
Did you make that call or did Tommy?
Yeah, I make every call.
Shedeur had the hot hand. Why would you take him off?
Yeah, it's a 2-point play. Didn't come through on our first 2-point play. Got to the second 2-point play, we didn't come through. But that's on me.
Was that play call yours or Tommy's?
I'm responsible for all of it.
Even Sexy Red in this thing saying, why would you take Shedeur out for that play? They don't know talent. They don't know winning football. All they do is try not to lose and lose anyway, okay? Oh man, so man, I'm coming to you with some coverage. After that game, the two best quarterbacks in last year's draft went head to head, if you ask me, my opinion. Should have been number 1, number 2 taken off the board. When taken off the board, I don't know, but definitely should have been the first 2 quarterbacks taken off the board. That is Cam Ward versus Shedeur Sanders, all right? Now, it was a great game in my opinion based on what I wanted to see. And I know people are pissed off. They fight ass out. But if you are a Shedeur fan supporter, things couldn't have went better, bro. Shedeur played amazing for a rookie. Made mistakes, okay. Third start, he's gonna make mistakes, but Cam Ward has been starting all damn season. Who looked better, all right? But once again, Shedeur showed poise. He stepped up in the fucking pocket, was checking down, going through his reads, playing with anticipation, did what he can to give his team a chance to win the game. And who the one that fucked it up at the end? Kevin Stefanski, the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. So right now, people on social media is calling for that man head. They want that bitch on a stake, all right? So Shedeur did link up with his pops, man. They had a nice little moment. He was at the game once again. And his stats were pretty good, man. 393 total yards, 4 total touchdowns, 1 interception, and 97.7 passing rating. Tommy throws, he had 1 bad interception. That's Shedeur Sanders' Achilles heel, trying to make a big play. But I know for sure with this game, once he watched that film back, he's gonna see like that I don't have to take those shots right there. But him and Jerry Jeudy hooked up on a big 60-yard touchdown. Once again, Shedeur looked amazing in the pocket, stepping up and letting it rip. He looked confident. Dude says Jerry Jeudy has been acquitted of all charges. Let's ride. But Harry Fanta Jr. was amazing as well, but they did not get a W. We're gonna talk about that. But this was him when he linked up with Cam Ward at the end of the game.
Hey Cam, what's up, bro?
But homie right here, the kid Gowie says, don't look now, but at 144th pick, Shedeur Sanders is outplaying the first overall pick, Cam Ward. It's almost as if the pre-draft rankings were right about 12. He's the top quarterback of the 2025 class. Facts though. And as we know, imagine how he would have looked with a full year, full off season of reps. Okay, you think Joe Flacco should get a start ahead of him? Cool. I agree with that too. Ease him in, okay? But instead of wasting time with Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur should have been getting those first team reps. Joe Flacco comes out the lineup, you bring Shedeur in, and from that point, he's being developed the whole entire season. But this is an incompetent coaching staff, all right? But head to head, these were the stats. Cam Ward was 14 for 28, 117 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Shedeur Sanders, 23 for 42, 364 yards, 4 total touchdowns, 1 interception. He also had yards on the ground, bringing him around almost 400 yards in total.
Real good. See him catch up with him. Just let him know, I'm here. I'm excited to, see him keep going, and he's going to continue to, make plays for Cleveland. He's a good quarterback, and so I'm excited to have him as a friend.
I think he did well. I think he looked good. He came up big when we needed him to. And there's going to be some ups and downs for anyone, especially a rookie. But he went in there, and he looked composed. He escaped out of some sacks, broke the pocket, made some big time plays, and just looking for him to continue to grow.
He's been a competitor all his life. You a fan of his family, especially with Dion. Them guys were right there in my backyard in Jackson State. So I was kind of watching them, especially when they was at Jackson State. So I've been knew he was a competitor. I mean, it's the reason why you see the pre-draft things with him and Shedeur. I mean, him and Cam. So, like, you know he's a competitor. You know he's gonna talk smack. You know, I love it. You know, I told him we talked out the game and throughout the game, like, you know, that's his team now. So he gonna be a star in this league. He already a star. So you enjoy it when you playing against a guy like that. That's, you know, can give you a little smack talk back, but you also gotta kind of let him know he's still a rookie. I told him that. He was like, "God damn, you back here every play." I'm like, "He's a rookie." So, no, it was fun. It was fun to be able to, you know, smack talk, but also still respect the game.
Shedeur Sanders fans, I know you may have wanted a W, but things could have gone better. Reason being is because this L falls squarely on the shoulders of the coaching staff. Kevin Stefanski, down by 14, Shedeur Sanders make an amazing play, a scramble to go ahead and score a touchdown. What you do, you call for a 2-point conversion instead of just kicking a field goal. And it blows my mind when you pick and choose when you want to be conservative. So many damn times when the Browns have an opportunity when it's 4th and short to go ahead and go for it, they decide to punt the fucking ball all the damn time. But in this situation, down 14, you don't want to just kick the field goal to keep the damn game alive. You want to play these stupid ass analytics, bro. Play football, bro. Kick the fucking field goal. But they did not. They had a fumble, leaving them to be down by 8, all right? The defense stalls out Tennessee Titans one more again, all right? They stall them out once again, and the Shedeur Sanders gets the ball and drives the Browns down and throws an amazing corner route to Harold Fannin Jr. That boy's accurate as hell, and Harold Fannin Jr. is nice. Samson out of the backfield, he had a fumble early in the game, but out of the backfield catching the ball, he's a monster too. I like what he brings to the offense. But right there, after Shedeur drove them down, they take him out to run a stupid ass wildcat play. What looked like it was supposed to be a sweep. There was a miscommunication between Judkins and Gage Larvadan, and it turned out to be a horrible pass from Judkins trying to reach. I can't even explain the fucking play, but here goes Kevin Stefanski trying to take responsibility for the shit. When it's your fucking job, you're supposed to take responsibility for the shit.
I know Shedeur had the pretty bad interception, but just overall, what about the sort of moxie that he showed in bringing?
Yeah, he fought, you know, throughout the game, which we knew he would. Obviously, with any young player, Mary Kay, there's going to be ups and downs, and I thought there were some really, really, really good moments. He'll keep learning from some of the plays that he wants back, but some really good moments.
What was supposed to happen on that last 2-point conversion?
Yeah, not going to get into all the specifics, Jeff, but obviously did not go as we thought it would.
Did you make that call or did Tommy?
Yeah, I make every call.
Shedeur had the hot hand. Why would you take him off?
Yeah, it's a 2-point play. Didn't come through on our first 2-point play. Got to the second 2-point play, we didn't come through. But that's on me.
Was that play call yours or Tommy's?
I'm responsible for all of it.
Kevin, on the first one, just I guess what prompted wanting to go forward in that scenario?
Yeah, it's a scenario that we talk about a lot. That's something that when you're down 14, feel good about the decision there. Didn't come through.
I know you talked about Shedeur, the rookies play up and down, but on that interception, is it just as simple as when a play goes on that long, throw it out of bounds?
Yeah, but he'll learn from that. Again, young players, you learn from every turn that's out there. There's some great stuff that you can coach off of. I thought some of his pocket movement was outstanding. Some really, really good throws, especially late in the drive. I thought he was really good there. But always going to learn from our mistakes.
How important was it to get that one to Jerry? Obviously, especially after last week when obviously he was a little frustrated the way the things went.
Yeah, obviously, you know, I thought it was a really good decision by Shedeur to get through his progression there, get to Jerry on that in cut. Felt good about that play. Really throughout the game, ran that play earlier. Got it to Harold. Second time, got it to Shedeur. Shedeur got it to Jerry. Did a really nice job moving in the pocket.
All right, so within that, he also defended Shedeur when it came to, you know, saying the things about the turnovers and really focused on the great things that he did on the field. And he's right. But, bro, everyone sees it now. You can't hide it no more. You can't hide the favoritism anymore. We see it. We know that y'all been bullshitting the entire fucking year. And if you was to be on that fuck shit right now, you know, trying to play games with the folks like Shedeur ain't out there dealing, then you for sure get your ass fired. You will lose the trust of the entire fan base, the organization, whomever gives a fuck about what y'all got going on over there in Cleveland, okay? So, of course, he gonna say that. He has to say that because it's the obvious truth. And that's that right there. Now, they say this son, Kevin Stefanski, been asked why you pulled Shedeur Sanders for a 2-point conversion.
Motherfucking, down, him,
Shedeur saying this after Stefanski took him out the game for the 2-point conversion.
I don't know what went into that process. I met the criteria to be selected, but I wasn't.
Listen, man, you shouldn't have even been in that position, though. Kick the field goal on a previous possession, and you're not in that position. You just play for overtime. You're at home. I understand if you're on the road, the crowd's in the game, you're not trying to go into overtime, but you're at home. Kick the field goal initially, then kick the field goal the second time. Keep the game alive, you feel me? And once again, I can understand if they were an aggressive team. All the time when they have opportunities to have 4th and short, they punt the ball. So why all of a sudden you want to be this fake-ass aggressive team? Niggas want to be fake demons all the time. But Shedeur spoke on the situation. Let's see what he had to say.
You have an opportunity to tie the game. What was going through your mind when you're taking off the field?
I was thankful that I was driving down the field and we scored.
Did you wish you had the ball in your hand in that moment to tie the game?
If I'm out there any play, I would wish I would always have the ball in my hand, but that's not what football is. Sometimes you got to run the ball. Sometimes you got to kick a field goal. Everything. That's the game. That's the game. That's the most important thing is the ball. So in any situation, of course you would want to, but I know we practiced something and we executed it in practice, and we just didn't seem to this day. So I would never go against kind of like what the call was or anything.
Did it work in practice?
No, we just called it in the game and it didn't work in practice. I don't think you call plays in a game that didn't work in practice.
Shedeur doing his best to not upstage his coach. I respect that. But my boy, you played your ass off. You're getting better. The main thing that you did that I seen that was better was step up in the pocket, give yourself more time. You also found more running lanes because you stepped up in the pocket. Also seen that it wasn't as much A-gap pressure. It probably was easier to step up in the pocket this week, but nevertheless, you took what the defense gave you and you made improvements, and that right there showed a difference in your ability to go ahead and see the field and find the check downs, and you were much more decisive when it came to taking your check downs, a couple swing routes and shit. You was doing your thing. I know towards the end of the game, you did throw some hospital balls, but Tillman put it on the line for the team, boy. Tillman caught that one dig and caught a nasty hit. He caught the ball, but once he got hit, he let it go. But did get a unnecessary roughness on a defensive receiver flag that kept the drive going. But you had to do what you had to do, man. That was the window that was open. You put it right there in the money. Tough play. So I understand what you was doing. It's football, boy. Michael Irvin would have caught that bitch. Michael Irvin said, throw that shit. This is what I get paid to do. So, hey, man, I'm rocking with it now. But the touch, there. Accuracy, there. Only thing is, he's young. That's the only thing you could say about him. I don't see anyone coming from this game that would not be encouraged to see what he can do next year with the full off season. Also, them getting prioritized in draft picks with the O-linemen and the wide receivers to come in to support him. Actually get a supporting cast. Have a real focus instead of just winging this shit. You have a solid defense as far as some players. This week, I don't know what the fuck happened with the run game. He must have had a sell for yards or some shit. They're just giving that bitch up easy as hell for free for the frisky. So I don't know what the hell happened with the run game this week. But honestly, I do know what happened with the run game. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. What happened is before the game, Myles Garrett said he was gonna be trying to go for 4 sacks. So all damn day they were chipping him, also letting him run upfield and building a little wall so the running back could just scoot right past him. So that right there created a lot of running lanes, and Tony Pollard burnt them a lot of times. So it hurt. But just to continue to say, Stefanski should get his ass fired. Shedeur fans, you should be happy. This game should show that he's someone to invest more time into, specifically next year, and focus on other pieces that you need on the team. And there's a lot of pieces. Also, it should show you that Kevin Stefanski and the offensive staff is not the staff of the future for this team. They don't know talent. They don't know winning football. All they do is try not to lose and lose anyway, okay? Now, Myles Garrett spoke on Shedeur Sanders' performance. But folks around the NFL, former players, they all are weighing in on Kevin Stefanski. Aqib Talib says, please get Stefanski out of Cleveland. This makes no sense. Shannon Sharp says, Browns removing Shedeur constantly on goal to go situations and going wildcat needs to be studied. Played his butt off, and the most important snap, he's on the sideline. That's bull jive. That will say. Someone who's connected with Shedeur says the coaching staff must have a free pass to lose without consequence because nothing else is making sense at this point. James Winston says Washington played a lot of football and that's just not right. No way. Shady McCoy says, how can Shedeur be great when his own coach holding him back? I can't wait to hear Kevin's excuse. Skip Baylor says Shedeur Stefanski for the clutch TD. Then Stefanski takes Shedeur out for the wildcat disaster. Stefanski blows another game. He just couldn't stand seeing Shedeur tie the game with a 2-point conversion after such a great long touchdown drive. Fire Stefanski. Kurt Bankart says Stefanski is unserious. You take Shedeur off the field for the 2-point play after he throws 364 yards and 3 touchdowns. Get the fuck out of here. This Cleveland Browns podcast says, what the F did I just watch? G5 this coaching staff immediately. Even Sexy Red in this thing saying, why would you take Shedeur out for that play? But Jason Whitlock says smart decision by Stefanski and the Browns to lose this game in regulation. You develop Shedeur without hurting your draft position. Brilliant. Okay, but like I said, this right here is a blessing in disguise for Shedeur fans once again, because Stefanski more likely gonna get his ass fired after that shit. And Shedeur proved that he should stay and start. But Prime says this right here, wow, but guess what? God is so good. We're gonna praise him consistently with passion and purpose. And says dad and asks all his children. And Chris Bouchard says Shedeur, the 5th round pick, dramatically outplayed Cam, the number 1 pick. Shedeur looking like a franchise quarterback today. And right here we have Browns players telling Dylan to get Shedeur's Gatorade bottle. Hey man, I feel sorry for Dylan Gabriel. He ain't do nothing but just beat up, but that pillow talking though, that shit probably got me feeling less sorry for you, because we know what you telling your lady. We know what you're telling your lady, man, but it is what it is. It is what it is, you know. But hey, man, y'all gotta let me know what you gotta say in the comment section below me. I'm going to get up out of here, though. This is another update with Stace. And listen, make sure you subscribe to the channel that is collaborated with. Just hit the channel names. And right here, you can select all balls to subscribe to my sports channel for just sports content. I'm out.